So you probably know this feeling. You've got a deadline for the end of the week and it's Monday today. So instead of actually doing the presentation and getting it done within 2-3 hours, you go on Instagram, you scroll on TikTok, you go on Snapchat, you maybe go on YouTube, and time flies, right? You're busy, you're doing stuff, you keep yourself busy doing other stuff that's not important. Suddenly it's Thursday evening and you've got this big presentation and you haven't done anything to prepare. So even though I've been in that spot, the lazy spot, there's a way that you can get out of there. And I've developed a framework called the ACT framework. This is unique and special, and I hope this can help you get out of your lazy era. So you might wonder, why bother with all of this? Well, God calls us to not be lazy, and it says it in the Bible. So it's an important thing that we should learn from the ant, learn from the anti-sluggard, as it says in Proverbs. So let's do right that and jump into today's video. If you look up what lazy means, it means unwillingness to work. Essentially what we're doing is we're taking for granted that God will give us another time, another opportunity to do X, Y, Z. Right? If you look at the deadline of this one project that I talked about earlier, if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you've got the time, you got to use it. And that's what the Bible also says. So it's a sin. It actually is a sin, and it's mentioned in the Bible. And I think all other sins can be traced back to laziness in a way. And the Bible warns us against it. We read in Matthew 25:26, where it says, "You wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I do not reap." Think of sin this way. You've got a dart, you've got a target, you have got to hit. And if you miss the target, miss the mark, that's exactly the definition of sin. So instead of doing what you got to do for your project, you don't do it. That's exactly what sin is, in this case, laziness. But hey, we all sin. As it says in Romans 3:23, all have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. In Proverbs 6 verse 6, it says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise." Proverbs 26:13 says, a sluggard says, "There's a lion on the road, a fierce lion roaming in the streets. As a door turns on its hinges, so a sluggard turns on his bed. A sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He's too lazy to bring it back to his mouth. A sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 people who answer discreetly." If we look at the New Testament, we have in Hebrews 6 verse 12, where it says, "We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised." So let's be real, theory is nice, but we kind of really want to apply this in our lives. So how do we do that? How do we kick laziness in the butt? So right now I want to take this opportunity to ask you to scroll down, type a comment. What is your biggest struggle? When are you lazy? And when do you not do what you're supposed to do? And that's how we can keep each other accountable. So how does this work? The ACT framework. A is accept. So you need to embrace your weakness. It's okay to be struggling with something. Some people struggle with sexual sin. Some people struggle with envy of people who have a better life. Some people struggle with just getting their act together. Yeah, that's laziness, and it's not something to be ashamed of. In this step as well, you need to think of the root. Where is this coming from? Is it maybe a lack of vision? For me, I realized that I was being lazy, especially when I realized I was really lazy on some topics in work. I was not burning, I was not passionate, I was not committed, I was not keen to do these things. And so I kind of pushed it away. Ever since I've tried to rephrase it and work on other stuff that then energizes me, that's really helped me to then make this change. But on the A phase, I needed to accept that this was my struggle and that I was not doing well at that moment. So what's really helped me as well is to speak it out loud. Say, "Hey God, I accept that laziness is my challenge and this is a thing that I want to work on. Please help me through this hard time. Help me break free." And once you said it out loud, it's a thing where God can then work with you, where His Son can then work with you. And as the next step, you need to continue on your path. You need to commit to a certain goal. Cut it off. Cut off whatever it is that's causing your laziness. Cut it off. Cut off whatever it is that you do when you are lazy. Yeah, for me, It's maybe going on Netflix when I have the time and I should be doing something else, or scrolling on YouTube and watching videos there when I should be doing something else. And freedoms really help, but let me be honest, like you can deactivate any browser extension or app that you have. So it really is a situation of finding the right thing, finding what helps you, being in the right mind and not making it too hard, right? Instead of saying, okay, I will never watch Netflix, never watch YouTube, set a certain time a day where you do actually do it and then look forward to that time instead of wasting your entire day doing it on and off and feeling guilty all the time and then wasting a lot more time of your day. What's also helped me is focusing on one thing in the morning, focusing on trying to commit this to God and say, hey, today in this aspect help me to reduce my interruptions. What I've also done is committing to going to the office 2 to 3 days a week, and just being in a different environment also helps you refocus and commit to your goal of not spending distracting time. You can create consequences, also a C, commit, C, consequences. Say if you do X, Y, Z, then I won't do this. Have someone follow you through and just keep that up. And if you want to create focused time, put it in your calendar. Right, if you want time that you don't want to get distracted, time that you don't want to be lazy, then put it in your calendar and block it off. Turn off your internet if you need to do something offline. Just make it a priority and visual for you to see. That really also helps me to then continue in this committing phase where you say, okay, for this amount of days, I want to do X, Y, Z. And now for the last one, we've heard A, C, and now T is train. Train is really all about getting the reps in. Hey, maybe you can do 10 minutes of non-distraction time when you get home from work when you're not on your phone. That's great. Maybe tomorrow you can do 15. Start small, build it up over time, and you'll realize that you can retrain your mind to not directly go to Instagram, whatever it is, YouTube, Netflix, as soon as you have a break in your life. What's helped me also is to keep a diary in a form of digital diary where I write stuff down, where I also then look and say, hey, this is how I've done so far, which is not great, but that's what I've done. Maybe tomorrow I can do a bit more. Keep track of your success. Reward yourself for doing something good. That's really, really good. It really helps me as well. And so I've got a log where I put down the stuff that I have done and that I've worked out, and it really helps. Sometimes, and it's not for everyone, but also a reflection at the end of the day can really help. Like I tried it, but often it didn't really work. But I've heard people say, hey, when I reflect on my day and think about how it worked, that also helps you wind down, but also helps you reflect and see, hey, this worked well, this didn't. What can I try? What can I try again? And then you have a basis for a new day. A new day you can serve. A new day you can go through the ACT formula. Remember, sin is a battle, and a battle isn't just one little defense. Like you need to do hard work, you need to do it again and again, and it's a constant thing. This might be your struggle now, maybe in 10 years it's something else, but just keep going, break it down, keep yourself accountable, help get people into your life who you can tell about your struggles. So if you want to find more time for God and really prioritize special time, quality time with God, I got this video here that I think you'll really love, and otherwise YouTube suggests this, so you can watch that next. Thank you everyone for joining again. Lots of love.